local father is sharing his son's battle for benefits and hoping to bring change to Hampton Roads. Ty Swartz's son Tristan was shot in the head in September.
He survived, but he has a traumatic brain injury. Tristan's family struggled to get him into the rehabilitation center he needed. 10 on your side's Deanna Bettineschi shows us what happens next.
I first met this family at a prayer vigil for Tristan. He's made a remarkable recovery, but it hasn't been easy. I followed his journey from his care at Norfolk General to his rehabilitation at the Shepherd Center in Atlanta. Fighting for his son's health care, an obstacle Ty Swartz never imagined he would have to face. 18-year-old Tristan Swartz was shot in the head back on September 20th.
They sat us down and said that it was very grim. And then we see him, he's in the ICU and everything's connected, so that was really hard.
Tristan was in a coma for almost a week before they saw signs he was improving.
They said this type of injury, less than 5% make it. And for him to move as quickly as he did to where he's at now is nothing short of a miracle.
He began to slowly speak and move and was eventually transferred to a traumatic brain injury rehabilitation center, the Shepherd Center in Atlanta.
It's focused just on his age group, and they have set criterias and goals for him.
But it was the battle to get Tristan into the center that led Ty to reach out to 10 on Your Side. Ty is a U.S. Navy veteran, and his family has TRICARE insurance. The Shepherd Center is in network, but TRICARE initially denied sending Tristan there for treatment. Instead, TRICARE wanted to send him to another rehabilitation center in Richmond.
So we have a child who's a victim of a violent crime. Now he's now being a victim of the health care insurance because they want to save money.
WAVY TV 10's investigators helped Ty reach out to local and state leaders for help. Ty wrote this letter to Senator Warner's office asking him to get involved.
When I heard from Ty and he told the story about his son Tristan being shot and then getting turned down from TRICARE, it just, it kind of made me crazy. I said, this is not right. This young man deserves the best health care possible.
Warner opened a congressional inquiry, and then TRICARE approved the appeal for Tristan to go to the Shepherd Center. Tristan's getting treatment there now with his family, and his dad says he's doing well. But his father's fight raised another question.
Could we not have improved some of the care? If we have a traumatic brain place here at Hampton Roads, even people who aren't military would benefit.
Ann McDonald is the executive director of the Brain Injury Association of Virginia. She called Virginia's brain injury care system fragmented.
We have roughly 285,000 Virginians who are disabled as a result of brain injury, and we have 8 programs across the state. Right now, those 8 funded programs are serving about 3,000 people.
Warner says he's going to use Tristan's case as an opportunity to see if there's a need for a traumatic brain injury rehabilitation center in Hampton Roads, and he may include that in a future authorization request.
Out of each of these cases, you not only sometimes can help a family, but you can see this is not just a one-off problem. This is a systemic problem that needs to get solved.
As Tristan heals, Ty is hoping for change, a change that will protect other families who find themselves in the same spot his family was in just weeks ago.
How many other people have had this same exact fight, same exact problem, and nobody's done anything?
Ty tells me that Tristan should be getting medically cleared in the next few days, and from there, he'll go to 4 weeks of outpatient therapy treatment. Deanna Bettineschi, 10 on Your Side.
Certainly hope he makes a full recovery. We asked TRICARE why Ty wouldn't immediately get approved for somewhere like the Shepherd Center. And they said that they'd assess whether there's a military treatment center that can provide service or if there's a closer facility that can provide the same service. The full response is on WAVY.com.